Hello, everybody, and welcome back, or welcome to I Don't Care, the podcast with me, Alexia DeStefano. Now, today, I decided to take the podcast outside and film it in my backyard because it is such a nice day. But at any moment, someone can start mowing their lawn, dogs can start barking, crazy noises can start happening. So, if I need to, I might move inside, but right now it's calm, quiet, there's not too much wind, it's really nice. So I was like, why not record my podcast outside? So here we are, hoping the sound is good. Who knows? Last week I know my sound was terrible. As I was editing, I was like, oh my god, this is not good. But at the same time, I was sick and I was like, I do not care. Ha! Hence the name. And so I posted it anyways. But today, I've got a really awesome topic, which is one of my favorites. Oh, see, someone's starting to do... Oh, loud noises all around. But last week... Wait, what was I saying? Oh, this week's topic. Feminism. I am a feminist, loud and proud. But for me, how I view feminism is equality between men and women. Not women deserve more than men, not men deserve less than women, no. Women and men are equal. And so we're going to talk about the expectations versus reality of women in this episode. Oh my god, it's like as soon as I press record, everybody starts to do their garden work. So I also want to not only talk about the expectations of women, but also the expectations of men and how they get categorized and have to be a certain way. And we're going to talk about that, and we're going to go and talk about a person as well named Andrew Tate. You might know who that is, you might not know who that is. We're gonna get into him and all of that near the end of this episode. But for right now, let's get into my I don't care. I actually forgot to think of my I don't care this week, so it's gonna come to me. Chargers. There we go. I don't care about charging my phone. I have to, and it's something you need to do in order for your phones to work. But it's so annoying. And why it's very frustrating is because I make my porch my office. And so right now I'm sitting in my office, and luckily there is an outlet on my porch. However, the outlet, for some reason, does not let me plug in my Mac and my phone at the same time, because there's like a border little thing around the outlet that blocks both of them, and so I can only charge one thing at a time, and that's very frustrating to me. So my I don't care is my frickin' outlet and charging phones. Anyways, so, I wanted to learn a little bit about Australian slang. I wrote that down, but I didn't take notes for that. Bad preparation on my end. So let me do a quick Google search here, and let's learn a couple Australian slang words. Why don't we? Slang words or whatever. Bloody oath means yes or that's very true. Bloody oath. Bludger, bludger. Somebody who's lazy. Oh, my dog is a bludger. Bogan. Someone who's not very sophisticated. Booze bus. Police vehicle used to catch drunk drivers. Wow. Very interesting. That's kind of crazy. Don't want to get caught by blues bus now, do you? Okay, well, there we go. That's us learning about Australian slang. If you can tell, I'm still a little congested in my voice, so I'm not back 100% when it comes to my voice and the congestion and all of that, so bear with me yet again. I will be drinking coffee over here, but it's dairy-free, so Bear with me with that. Let's get into this topic though, because I have a lot to say about feminism and everything we are going to get into about the expectations versus reality of women, and then we're going to flip it later and talk about men. Let's get into it. Explain how women have to work harder for everything in life. Right. So, it's true. I mean, comparing men and women in the sense of, if I want to become a lawyer, just because I am a woman means that I have to work harder than a man for respect in the industry, for, the same, to get a case. Whatever it is, there's a stigma around women that they are too emotional, that they work slower, they're not as smart, whatever it is, whatever stigma men put on women makes it harder for us really at all to work, to gain respect, and to just live sometimes. If you have a man lawyer and a woman lawyer standing at you and you don't know anything about them, there's a good chance that most men specifically will pick the man only because they're a man. And that is not fair, and that is sexist, but it doesn't get talked about a lot. I don't know. So there's just that expectation for women to be better, when in reality we don't have to be better, we just need to be respected. Period. Let's talk about now beauty standards, because that's a huge, huge, huge thing. And the thing about what I'm going to talk about is lots of people think that, now in 2022, that these beauty standards don't exist. And that is so wrong. People still expect women to look a certain way. It might not be now that men want women to be super skinny. Now they might want curves or whatever. So, yeah, things change. But the basics of women are expected to hold themselves together, to look beautiful all the time, to wear certain types of clothes and have these types of manners and just these expectations that are put on us to essentially be perfect all the time are unfair and unrealistic. Lots of the time, I, dress in t-shirts and jeans or sweatpants or whatever. Not because that's ugly or doesn't make someone beautiful, but because that's what I'm comfortable wearing. And I don't really give a shit if a man or other women are like, that doesn't make you feminine. Well, what is feminism? What makes someone feminine isn't how they talk, what they wear, how they sit. It's that confidence and that proudness of being a woman. That is what makes you a powerful feminist. And that's what makes you feminine. So, period. But yeah, let's get into the beauty standards more. Whether it's to look natural is something that a lot of people hold onto women. They think that if you have Botox, fillers, lip injections, if you get facials, if you do cellulite removal, if you do breast implants or butt implants or fat transfusion, whatever it is, that you're no longer naturally beautiful, or that you no longer are who you are, that you're not the same person anymore because you got injectables or whatever it is that you did. And that is just not true. Women do not, men as well, people who get things done to their bodies aren't getting these things done because they want to be a whole different human. I mean, yes, there's certain people who that is why they do it, but for the most part, it's because there's a way that people can become more confident in who they are and become more of their truest selves. And that's why they decide to go through with whatever the heck they want to do with their bodies. And per to them, good for them, because that's what makes a woman. That's what makes a human, is doing the things that you want to do no matter what. And I respect people for that. And so if we move on to, so that's natural kind of beauty standards, is if you do any type of enhancements to yourself, that you no longer are a natural woman. And that is BS. Because what makes a natural woman? Well, what the fuck is a natural woman? Right? Like, what does that even mean? I don't know. So, screw that. Be the type of woman you want to be. And if men don't respect you, fuck them, right? At the end of the day, whoever doesn't respect you, adios. Manners. This kind of annoys me because there's expectations on women to sit properly, to speak to people with a softer tone, or more politely, delicately, slowly, to, I don't even know. What else do women have to do manners wise? We have to, no elbows on the table. Whatever this shit is, I'm gonna sit however I want to sit. I'm gonna speak however I want to speak. And if a man can't understand what I'm saying because maybe I'm talking too fast or saying too big of words, or it's a conversation that they don't know anything about, then that's on them. Also, let's talk about this for a second, because this is maybe one of my biggest pet peeves in the school educational system, which is how girls cannot show their shoulders. Why? Because growing up, we're taught that we can't show our shoulders because it will distract the boys. Just let that sit with you for a second. Girls have to cover their shoulders because apparently the boys don't know how to control themselves enough to not look at girls' shoulders. Like, what? How about instead of teaching girls to hide their body, we teach boys to control their bodies, to control their minds? How about we do that instead? Because it is so disgusting that little girls can't wear a comfortable t-shirt in the frickin' summer, a tank top, because society has taught them that, your boy best friend is gonna sexualize you because of your shoulders. I mean, that's BS. Also, I don't think anybody is sexualizing shoulders these days. Let's talk about that too. And same thing with crop tops. It's hot. Like, boys can take off their shirts if they want in gym class, and girls can't even wear a crop top because it's inappropriate. Like, I get it if they're super young, and it's like, sure, I get that because age appropriate, it's not a thing. But when it comes to middle school and like high school, ugh, let the girls wear their crop tops. It's so hot. Like, come on. In my high school, we had no dress code. We could wear whatever we want, thank God. But in middle school, we had a strict, like, policy. Like, I know one day I was wearing a tank top and my bra showed. Like, the straps of my bra were showing. And my two options were to put a jacket on, which I didn't have because it was hot, or to take my bra off. So I took my bra off. And then we had the nipple situation. And that was their choice. But isn't that disgusting? Also, another day I was wearing a crop top because, look, I never agreed with dress codes, and so I would push my limits when I could. But also, I'm also about fashion, and I look cute. So I was wearing a crop top one day, and I didn't notice, but my three best friends were also wearing crop tops, and we didn't plan it. None of that happened. And so at the end of the day, our teacher called all four of us, and she makes us raise our hands, and our belly buttons were showing, and we all got dress coded, and we got in trouble. And I was nervous that we would get a phone call home, but at the same time, I was like, this top is really cute, and it is so hot outside, this is insane. And I got in the most trouble because even with my arms down, my belly was still showing. But isn't that just BS how the educational system still to this day is catered towards boys and them and not teaching them how to control themselves? In the case where that needs to be a thing, it's no. You as a boy can think however you want. Instead, we're going to tell the girl to cover up. That's bullshit. That needs to be changed. And that's my rant on that. Now we're going to talk about how women are expected to be quote unquote warm at work. Now, why this frustrates me is because when women are too bossy, and not even too bossy, when women are bossy or are in control, are the powerful ones, are the bosses, whatever it is, they get viewed as bitchy, controlling, or whatever. And this frustrates me because I've experienced this. Being a director, telling people their cues, their lines, their directions is a form of telling people what to do. That is the job. And you get called a bitch because you're controlling it, because you're telling men what to do, because whatever. Women don't have to be warm at work. Men need to learn to listen and to then implement what they were told to do instead of bitch about it themselves and complain. If you are being told what to do because your boss is a woman, do not disrespect her because she worked to get to that spot, not you. And so if she's telling you to do something, you best do it. No complaining, no bitching about it. Just do it because she's your boss and she doesn't have to be warm. She doesn't have to be gentle. She doesn't have to ask you to do something. She can tell you to do it. So, fuck the having to be warm. Women can do whatever the fuck they want because, oh my god, not the lawnmower. Well, I'm going to keep going, even though the lawnmower is there. My apologies. I hope that it's not super loud in the mic. But let's keep going. So I'm excited to talk about this next thing because I would consider this to be more on the newer side, more of the later 2000s kind of thing that women are deciding to own up and do, and myself included, which is we are expected to shave everything. We are expected to be clean slates. Let me tell you, I haven't shaved in weeks. I have not shaved my legs in weeks, my arms in months, my mustache in God knows how long, my brows haven't touched in over a year. My toes, haven't touched them. Plan to shave those soon though. My nipples, haven't touched those. You know what I mean? Because we're expected to be just shave, clean, as smooth as a baby. And in reality, we're not. We're hairy. We're Homo sapiens. We were once apes. You know what I mean? Well, not literally, but, we're of the same species. And so, yeah, we're hairy. Women are hairy, let me tell ya. like I said, from the tip of the toes to the top of your head, we've got hair. And I don't care. Oh, my armpits, haven't shaved those in maybe 2 weeks. And lucky for me, I don't have a lot of hair, and so I can get away with it. But I love, love, love seeing women along with me who don't shave either. I shave when I want to. I'm going to a wedding in 2 weeks. You best believe I'm going to be shaved for that because I want to, because it makes me feel good, not for other people. When I shave, it's because I want to feel good. It makes me feel just a bit extra clean. It makes me feel a little sexy. It makes me feel great. It makes me feel soft and smooth, and I love going to bed shaved. Just that freshness in your sheets feels so good. But what also feels good is having hair on my legs and having people see the hair on my legs and knowing that they're judging me because I know I'm confident in who I am. And that watching people judge the hair on my legs shows me that we have not reached the status of equality that people think we're at. And it's small, The expectation of women being shaved is a small thing and really irrelevant in the sense of if you're confident in who you are, who cares what others think? Absolutely. But also it's the expectation, right? It's the fact that men and other women expect women to be shaved. No. If I don't want to spend thousands of dollars on laser hair removal, I'm not gonna. And if a guy that I want to be with or a girl that I want to be with is gonna bitch about some hair, then get out, right? Because we gotta do what's good for us. Women, we gotta do what we want to do. Hashtag no shaving. But also hashtag shave when you want to shave. I'm the shave when I want to shave person. I'm not someone who never shaves. That's not who I am. I'm just a shave when I want to. And I can feel comfortable putting on shorts and going out in public with hair on my legs, hair on my arms, hair on my toes. You know what I mean? And that is what it is, and that's okay. That's okay. And another thing that women can choose to do or not do is become a wife or a mother. And women are expected. They have this expectation that you will grow up to be a mother, that you will grow up to be a wife. And I am someone who goes around and tells people all the time, I don't want to get married. I don't want to have children. I don't want to be a mom. I want to work. I am a career-driven person, not a family-driven person. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with either or. But what always annoys me is that people say, well, you'll change your mind. Well, you'll see. Well, one day when you're older, you're going to realize you want kids. Why? Why am I going to change my mind? I don't like kids. I actually hate them. Speaking of, quick side note, I'm a teacher. I teach kids acting at Deep Cove Music. If your kid in the Vancouver area wants to learn some acting, join them in through August 22nd to 26th. I will be teaching the camp there, acting camp, so go check it out. It's going to be super fun. But back to it. I don't like kids. I love teaching acting, and I love the kids that I teach. And kids, I like kids. Let me refresh. I don't like kids, but I also like kids. So it's like that weird back and forth. But I don't want children. I don't want to be a mom. I don't want to be a wife. If anything, I want a common law marriage. And people don't understand that, but that has no legality to it. My stuff is still my stuff, and I will still have a prenup and all of that if I fall in love. But that's not my priority. And it's baffling to people, truly baffling to people, that my priority is my work. But why? Because my brother's priority is work, and nobody ever, ever asks him if he wants to be a dad, if he wants to get married. Why is that? Why is it that every time I see people, they're like, so do you have a boyfriend yet? No. By the way, I also don't have a girlfriend. Thanks for asking about that. But my brother, how's work going? Like, that's disrespectful. Ask me how work's going. Though, if I'm being honest, I don't answer questions to people about my work or my personal life because I just don't. I don't like having conversations. I think people think that they can give unsolicited advice. They think that they can tell me opinions that I didn't ask about. And so I no longer speak to people about my choices in life because I don't care about their opinions and I don't want to hear it. And I'm going to do what I want to do regardless. So I just avoid those conversations because it's easier. But I hate the expectation of women becoming wives and moms, because when we tell people that that's not our life journey, they get confused and they're like, no, it is your life journey. And it's like, respect me. At the end of the day, all these expectations and the reality is women just want to be respected like men are. That's really where it comes to. We want to get paid the same as men and we want the same respect. And people act like women are asking for all of this shit. And really, we just want equality, meaning respect. Ugh. Anyways, we're expected to hold our emotions together as well. And here I am, kind of letting it all out, getting frustrated. And people listening to this might be like, damn, she needs to get her shit together. Why? Because I'm a girl? Because when we see men ranting or we see them, sharing their opinions, it is looked up upon. People respect a man who can share what's on their mind. But then when a woman does it, she's bitching, she's complaining, she's causing drama. No. We deserve the same basic respect, and that's, it always will come back to that. Respect, respect, respect. But nobody, men, women, non-binary, no matter who you are, who you identify as, nobody needs to hold their emotions together because we're human. We're Homo sapiens. And humans can let loose. We can make mistakes. We can fall apart. We can hold ourselves together, but we can also crumble. And no matter what we do, no matter what mistakes we make, no matter what we fall apart about or whatever, it should be listened to, it should be understood and talked about. Why do we have to hold ourselves together, especially for other people? Why do women have to hide their own emotions, whether it's forever the time being to then take care of their children or their husbands or their students or their family member or whatever? If I want to fall apart, I'm going to fall apart. And I'm going to hope that other people are there for me. And if they're not, that's fine. I'll fall apart on my own. But I'm not expected. I'm not allowing people to expect me to be perfect all the time, because that is just an unreasonable expectation for anyone. So, Also, kind of correlating with the family and the wives thing is that women are expected to forget about their dreams. Women who dream are unrealistic. Isn't that bullshit? I'm a dreamer. And I get told all the time that my dreams are unrealistic, that, the lifestyle that I want is unobtainable. Why? Because I put in so much work. I work 10 times harder than you work. I am going to get the life that I want because I'm going to work for the life that I want. I'm not saying I want this life and then I'm going to sit back and dream about it. No, I'm going to put in the work. I'm a doer, not a dreamer. So, women can fucking have it all. If you want to be a career person and a family person, you can. There's this you know, I don't know what it is, but there's just this, I guess it's an expectation that women can only be career driven or family driven. And that's just a lie. You can be both. You can do both. You don't have to give up your dreams to have a family. You don't have to give up your dreams of having a family to be a career person. You know what I mean? You can have it all. And if you have dreams, you can obtain those dreams. Nobody goes to a guy who wants to be an actor and is like, well, you can't do that. Nobody goes up to a guy who wants to be an accountant and be like, well, you're not smart enough. That's not a job for men. But if a woman wants to be an accountant, there's questions. If a woman wants to be an actor, there's well, that's not going to happen. Which is bullshit. So my point is that dreams are beautiful. And I think, again, no matter who you identify as, if you have a dream and you are putting in the effort and the work, then you will obtain it because you're trying. And law of affirmation, guys. Law of attraction, sorry. Attract the life that you want, work for the life that you want, and you will get the life that you want. Let's talk about the expectation on women to be innocent. This is huge. So there is a viewpoint that men have that they want to. Now, let me be clear. Let me be super crystal clear here. When I say men, I'm not talking about all men, because not all men are bad. Not all men think this way or have these expectations on women. I'm specifically talking about men who think this way. And so if you're offended by me saying men, please don't. I'm just talking about traditional men, very biblical men, sexist men, misogynistic men, not the feministic men. Y'all are great. And there are amazing men out there. But I'm just talking about the other ones, you know? So this certain group of men that aren't great want to show the world to women. They want a woman who's not been through anything. They want an innocent woman, a woman who's a virgin, who has never experienced life, so they can show them the world. Isn't that bullshit? I'm gonna show myself the world. I'm gonna make sure that I do all the things that I want to do and not have a man be the one to show me. If I want to drive a Lamborghini, I'm gonna make sure I drive my own Lamborghini. Not some man's Lamborghini, which, by the way, the bad men, won't even let a woman drive it because they think women are bad drivers. So, women are expected to be innocent. They're expected to not be independent, really, because independence is a lack of innocence. Because then you're trying these new things and they can't show you the world anymore because you showed yourself the world or somebody else showed you the world. So men expect women to be innocent if they are going to be in a relationship with you. How fucked up is that? Very fucking fucked. And what I don't like is that women who are confident are looked down upon. I say they're feared, but I know that men think that they're not scared of anything, but they are. They're intimidated by confident women because confident women will put you in your damn place. And so that scares them, but they will never admit that it does. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. And, that's frustrating. It's very frustrating because women, gay people, people a part of the LGBTQ2S plus community should be who they are, wholeheartedly, love who they are, and people who are haters should fuck off. And if you are experiencing hate, and you are a woman, and or a part of the LGBTQ2S plus community, then honestly, look at yourself, look at the progress that you've made in life, look at where you want to go, and disassociate with people who are putting you down, who are being misogynistic, who are being sexist, homophobic, whatever it is, and let them go. Block them, remove them, walk away, whatever it is, because they're not good for you. And that's the power that we as individuals have. If we don't like somebody or things that someone is telling us, we have the option to let it not bother us at all and move on with our lives. We also have the option to let it take over our lives and affect us and stay with us forever. So you have to make the decision, and hopefully you make the decision to move on and not let it affect you, because the power is in your hands. You know, someone nasty can say some awful things to you, and yes, they would be the bad person, but if it offends you, you let it offend you. They're being offensive, but you let it offend you. Don't let it offend you. Okay? Just let people say what they want to say, but don't let it hurt who you are as a human, because who you are as a human is beautiful. And there are people who will love you inside and out for who you are, and those are the people that you want to let affect you. Those are the people that you want to associate yourself around. Those are the people that you want to love. Don't love the haters, love the lovers. We need the haters, though. The haters make us stronger if we let them. Don't let them make you weaker. Speaking of weak, let's flip sides and talk about men. There is an expectation on men to be strong, and that if you are an emotional man, or a man who likes to talk about their feelings, or a man who is a feminist, or doesn't believe in fighting or violence or whatever, then you are soft and weak. And a soft and weak man isn't a man. And that is stupid. A man is a person who can identify their feelings, who can communicate about their feelings. And it doesn't matter if the world agrees with you. If the person you are communicating with is listening and understanding, that's what matters. So, men are allowed to be vulnerable. Men are allowed to show emotions. And if there are women who disagree, then honestly, they're wrong. And if there are men that disagree, you're also wrong. And if you're a man who thinks that fighting is the way through life, quite frankly, do not come near me. Because fighting is not the way through life. If you are physically strong, I don't care. And most women don't care if you're physically strong enough to beat up some other guy. If you can have a conversation with me about things that are bothering you, that's what's good. That's what makes a man. Not how many people you could beat up. No. Most women these days don't give a shit about that and don't want that. So, yeah. Your physical strength does not define you as a man. Your emotional strength does, however. Now, if you're strong and you're a good guy, great, that's a bonus. But you're not a man because you're strong. Let's be crystal clear about that. And, a man and a woman in a relationship are equal, right? Because there's this thing men are saying out there that in a relationship, the man owns the woman. Now, I swear, I thought this was like a thing that was in the past, Like, I thought we were over this, that, if we're in a relationship, everybody knows that they're equal. But whoa, I'm still learning that there are men out there who thinks that they own the woman. There are men out there that think that they can have a bunch of girlfriends and that the woman should respect them, but no way that the woman should go have more boyfriends. Because that's just wrong. Because they own them. Because the man owns the woman. What? What? That's crazy. That is crazy. If you think you own your woman, you are wrong. No, 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 no. You don't own your woman. Your woman is her own individual. She is her own being. She has her own bank account, hopefully, her own security number, her own birth certificate, because she is her own individual, not owned by you. Whoa, I did not like learning that there are still men out there who think this way. That is disgusting. Very disgusting. And every man is not the same. Okay? Not all men think the same. And that is huge, because there's also an expectation that all men who are manly view women the same, view politics the same, view the world the same, and that is just not true. Each man is also their own individual and has the rights to think and have their own opinions. So not all men are the same. Not all women are the same. And you're not a man because you think the same as other men. Wow. So let's talk a little bit about Andrew Tate now. Because Andrew Tate is a boy out in the world who is quite known right now, is very popular right now for teaching misogyny and sexism to the world. And what bothers me about this is not Andrew Tate himself, but the things that he says are being praised by other boys out in the world. And that's where I have an issue. I don't have an issue with Andrew Tate himself, but I have an issue with the following that he has, because those followers are learning from him and agreeing with the things he says. Now, Andrew Tate believes that men do need to go through trauma to be a good man, but women do not need to go through trauma to be a good woman. Now, I'm going to play you a little clip, and this is him. These are his words, his voice, saying what I just said. So have a listen.
It depends how you heal the trauma, right? And when I said that being a trauma is part of being a good man, you said it's part of being a human. I agree, but I think you can be a very, very good woman with a good heart, and you can be a good person. You don't need a traumatic life to be a good woman. However, to be a good man, you need to have a traumatic life, because any man who's not had, I'll tell you why. Let me answer. Any man who's not had difficulty, any man who's not gone through something that's difficult is not very good at being a man, because when shit hits the fan, people turn to the nearest man in the room and say, what is the solution? Someone just broke in the house, you go to the man. Fucking there's a natural disaster, a hurricane, you go to the man. There's a war, you go to the men. So men who have not been through trauma are not very good at being men, because they're not capable of dealing with trauma.
Crazy. I mean, those are my words. Those are his words. He believes that in order to be a man, you need to go through trauma. But in order to be a woman, you don't. And my thing is, why is trauma a thing that is being looked up upon for men? Trauma is something that we need to get help with. Women, men, non-binary, doesn't matter who you are. The trauma that you go through is something that is touchy. And lots of men turn their trauma into violence. And that is why Andrew Tate believes that good men have trauma. It's because they don't talk about it, but instead turn it into violence. Now, that is not true. what a good man would do would be to go to counseling or to talk about it or to resolve their trauma and to work on them and become a better person because of it and not turn to violence. That's what good people, good humans do. And so that was something that I did not like was that he said. And everybody in the comments agrees with Andrew Tate. They believe that everything he says, all these men in comment sections and in whatever are agreeing with him. They believe that Andrew Tate will make girls good again. Isn't that fucked up? We are at our prime time right now, and we still have so much work to do as a society and in the world, and we still have so much fight to give. And so no, these guys out there don't need to make girls great again because we are fucking great. We never weren't great. Let's make these guys great again. Well, let's make them great, period. These ones specifically, again, there are really amazing guys out there. And the best men out there are the ones who are open to conversation, are open to learn and adapt, and aren't stuck in their old ways, and aren't stuck in the Bible and everything that it says and whatever. And great men out there believe in equality. And that's really where it is. And Andrew Tate, he will say that he's not sexist, that he's not misogynistic, and I will add him right now saying it.
I love women. In fact, interesting statistic, 100% of the people I've ever had sex with were women. So I love women. I have nothing against women at all. I'm not sexist in any regard. I'm not misogynist either. I'm a realist. Like, I'm a realistic person. As a realist, in the modern world, they're going to call you sexist, misogynist, etc. But I'm none of those things. I am just.
Why do they call you that? Why do they call you that?
Because I say.
What do you think it is that you say that makes people think you're like sexist?
Because I say the truth.
See, he believes it. He believes that he's a good guy. And I will say, he's a very smart businessman. Super, super smart. I mean, he is very rich. And he made himself rich. And that I can respect. But I don't respect the things that he says about women. Because it's just wrong. Now let's talk about what he says about women. What makes a good woman in Andrew Tate's mind. And in everyone who agrees and follows Andrew Tate. First, going back to the innocence. What makes a good woman is an innocent woman, a virgin. Somebody who's never experienced traveling or work. Or to him, a good woman is someone who doesn't leave her house because they have plans or because they're got to go to work. A good woman will go and experience everything through Andrew Tate. Okay. A good woman lets you cheat. A good woman lets you cheat. That's what he thinks. He thinks a good woman will let you sleep around and then come back to you. Okay. A good woman makes a man comfortable, cooks for them, cleans for them, lets you cheat, lets you, take them and show them the world. So a good woman makes a man comfortable. A good woman is a hot chick. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. A good woman will fuck off during physical alterations. So a good woman will let you fight a man when you need to fight a man, and they won't get in the way, and they won't try to break up the fight and get hurt. A good woman will, quote unquote, fuck off during physical altercations. So, in Andrew Tate's mind, that is some of the things that make a good woman. I mean, isn't that all fucked up? Isn't that all so fucked up? Now, a good woman is a woman who is true to herself, who feels openly, who experiences life openly, who stands her ground, who is confident, who loves herself, and who lives for her damn self, not a man. That is what makes a good woman. So to all the people who agree with Andrew Tate's viewpoint, my question is why? Why do we still view women as... Ooh, my stomach. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything today. I don't know if you heard the little gargling. But I can't remember what I was just saying. But why do you guys agree with these points? Why do you feel that women are incompetent? Why? Literally, we have different body parts. Y'all have a dick and we have a vagina. What else is different? Yeah, our hormones. Yeah, our brains sometimes. But a man isn't stronger. Individuals are stronger, but a man isn't stronger than a female. In a whole, as a whole. A man isn't smarter as a whole. A man isn't more capable as a whole. Individuals are more capable. Individuals are more smart. Individuals are whatever. But I don't like that we clump men and women and we separate and we divide, because at the end of the day, everything is so individualistic. And that's what we need to focus on is you're stronger than me, but I might be smarter than you. But not because you're a man and I'm a woman. Right? So, I don't know. It's just frustrating to listen to everything that this man has to say and what men like him have to say, and at the end of the day, women want respect. And when men believe that they are manly because they think that a good woman is a virgin and lets you cheat and makes a man comfortable and is a hot chick and will fuck off, well, then you're not a man. You're stupid. That's what you are. Point blank, simple. You're stupid. And I do this thing where instead of saying get balls, I say, get a vagina. Get a pussy. Instead of being like, you're a pussy, I say you're balls. Because men suck. A lot of men suck. A lot of women who think in misogynistic ways as well, they also suck. People who are misogynistic suck. It's just, period. People who are homophobic suck. Now, I will always talk about and will always bring up what is happening in America, being the abortion laws. And it is so frustrating that we have taken steps back. Because women in the 70s, I believe it was the 70s, I could be wrong, fought so hard to gain the right to have abortions, to vote, to do all these things. Women fought throughout history for some of the rights that we have today. And for things like the abortion rights to be turned over, and even they're looking into turning over gay marriages, same-sex marriages. Why are we doing that? Why are we taking steps back? We have done so much. Now the answer is because the people in power are homophobic, sexist, racist, misogynistic, bad people. They are the people who want everyone to have guns. They are the people who would rather a woman be dead than have an abortion. They are the people who think that a woman who gets an abortion should be charged more than the rapist. They are the people who are not changing gun laws when children are dying at school. These are the people who are in power in America. And yes, I'm sitting in my porch in Canada, but we follow a suit. We are neighbors to America. We adopt so many things that they do, and it doesn't matter. We are still in the same world. We are still in the same continent. We share planet Earth. So yes, their problems are our problems. Because women are women all around the world. And yeah, women get treated much worse in other countries than they do in America. And it is fucked up all over the globe. And there needs to be change all over the globe. But my issue is that we are reversing change that has already been made in America. Even in Canada, what did they do? They made it easier for rapists to rape. They made it that if you can't, what is it? It is that if you are intoxicated, if your rapist is intoxicated, if your killer is intoxicated enough to where they no longer have control of their mind, that they cannot be charged for their crimes. That's what Canada did. If you are too intoxicated in Canada to think as a human being and you kill someone, or you rape someone, or you injure or whatever, you do something illegal, it is now harder to charge you. It is now harder to get you in jail for the crime that you committed because for some reason, the people in power think that if you are too intoxicated to think for your damn self, that you shouldn't be charged for the crimes that you committed. So Canada's fucked up too. So, I'm heated because respect and safety. Respect, safety, and equal pay. Women want that. And we are fighting and risking our lives because we don't have respect, we're not safe, and we still don't get paid equally. So there's still a fight to be fought. And to the people who think that feminists are annoying, well, the truth is you're annoying. Because you're not opening your eyes to see the problems. Because you're not expanding your viewpoint to see the change that still needs to be made. So do that. Research why feminists fight so hard. Research why people fight so hard for equality still. Again, whether you are fighting for women, or for the LGBTQ community, or for racism, because the people in power are awful people. Whether they are famous or not, the people in power are awful people. I don't know why they get away with the shit that they do, but I guess it's because of money, power, status, whatever. We need to change. As a society, as a world, we need to stop putting these expectations on each other. We need to stop thinking that good girls are whatever the fuck Andrew Tate says. And, yeah. So, I think I ranted as much as I could rant, and I think that I said everything that I need to say. And, yeah, I feel like I'm quite happy with how this podcast is going, and I'm sitting out here in my backyard, and to any neighbors that are listening, I hope you agree, but, yeah, I think that change needs to be made, and we still have so much work to do, and I am here to fight. My body, my choice. Always. So, with that being said, next week, we invite Lisa Courier on. She is a blogger, she is a mom, she is a badass woman, I love her, and she loves everything, specifically Starbucks, and her husband, and her kids, and we are going to talk to her while drinking coffee and have a great time. It's going to be a lighthearted, fun podcast. episode, so stay tuned. I cannot wait for it. That will be happening next week. And then the week after will finally be the interview with Meg McCarthy that we have all been waiting for. So we've got a lot to look forward to. Thank you all for listening. Please take what I said with a lot of love. And again, I cannot emphasize this enough. Not all men are bad. Just the men who think negatively about women. Or about people in the community of the LGBTQ community. So yeah. Anyways, thank you for listening. See you guys you guys can hear me next week. I won't see you guys. Anyways, bye. Have a great day. Donate to whatever you want to donate to. Have a good week. See you guys next week. Bye.